Welcome, 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 team, to Buy, Sell, or Hold. This is Brooklyn Traders, y'all. All right, we gonna get things started. We will get things started, y'all. Oh, wow. Oh, man. We got to start this up again. Oh, man. We got to start a new room. Hey, y'all. Apologies. We got to start up a new room. We got to start up a new room, y'all. We got to start a new room. We got to start a new room, y'all. Hey, apologize for anything. The room was not built up properly. Okay. All right, y'all. We are here. We are back again. Buy, sell, or hold. It's the lightning round with your boy, Charlie Becco. We're about to kick off the stream here. Just give us 1 second while we put everything together, y'all. Yeah, sorry to the late start. Had to reconfigure a couple things. Get a couple things started. You know what I mean? Hopefully everybody out there is doing great. I am your host, Charles Becco, former financial advisor, investor, founder of Brooklyn Traders, and I'm joined by my co-mod, Charlene, and also Shanisha. Charlene, why don't you introduce yourself? I'll follow it up by Shanisha. Mm-hmm. The lightning round, buy, sell, or hold. This is where you give us your tickers. We pull up the charts live on YouTube, and you decide whether you want to buy, sell, or hold. The link will be in my bio and Charles' bio. Over to you, Shanisa.
Hello. Hope everyone had a great day today, as I did. Beautiful day in the market. For those who don't know me already or haven't heard me speak, Shanisha Terrell, financial coach. I've been in the financial service arena for 9 years now, pushing on 10. And I just love everything finance. My whole goal is to make sure that, especially my people, are we get to financial freedom and we break those financial chains that are setting us back, right? Debt, right? Everything. So yeah, I'm also an author to a children's financial book, You're Always Broke. So yeah, tap in with me.
By the way, I love the name of that book because I'm always telling my kids whenever they ask for something, I'm broke. I don't got it. So, but I find it funny, but cute all at the same time. So I have to make sure I get them a copy.
That's exactly how that came about. So, but yeah.
All right, broke, five broke. We don't got it.
Charles.
We don't got it. Broke, five broke. Bro, five broke. We don't got it, y'all. All right. Again, team, I am your host, Charles Becco, and this is the lightning round buy, sell, or hold stocks or crypto. Man, interesting day today, right? So, before we get to the tickers, let's get an update on the market, right? So another day where we kind of, I call it meandering, another meandering day. We, came down, we tested not yesterday's lows, right? The day before, I think Monday's lows, we went down and tested, went all the way down to 427 on SPY, and we bounced right up on the heels of a deal possibly by the Democrats and Republicans to raise the debt ceiling. And so if you're looking at the chart here, right, it's all the way up, all the way down, all the way up, all the way down. And you guys and ladies and gentlemen may be getting sick. And for those on Clubhouse right here, we do have the links in our bios. It's updated, the YouTube link. Join us on the YouTube, Twitch, or also the Facebook, and please follow us on all those platforms. I did send that over to Charlene as well, so she'll probably update it on her platform as well. Okay. Charlene, you had something to say?
No. I was just agreeing. It is in my bio.
Okay, wonderful. So the links are in the bios, right? And so you might be looking at the market and you're wondering what the heck is going on here. Well, it's kind of it's very bizarre, right? Team, we just had to go down and test these lows a couple of times. But the thing is, there is something called continuation, right? It kind of is like you kind of finish how you start, right? So going into the next day, right? Okay, we're going up. Then we tap out and then we pull back, So a few days ago, we tapped out at 435 and we came all the way down to 434 here. And then we kind of gapped down as the days went on. And then that continued, right? And then into the close of the next day, right? We're at the lows. Then we go from 427 all the way to 429. Then we gap up, right? Then what do we happen? We gap up. We gap up into the close, right? I shouldn't say gap up. We rise into the close, right? And from rising, then we just kind of gap up there, right? Following that, the day before, right? Again, we try to tap out again at 435. We try to, break that chain, get above to 436. And what happened? Right, again, within another half an hour, we come back down, right? It's like, again, up and down, up and down. It's called a continuation play, right? Basically, however you close in the market is basically how you're going to open, right? So if you close on a down note, you open up on a down note. If you close on an up note, then you open up on an up note, right? And so that's basically what's been happening. Some very gnarly continuation, right? And so that's what we've seen this day and this morning, right? What I really like here is finally we had this 4-hour MACD to get over and stay over the last 2 days. The 2-hour MACD on the SPY here kind of cross into the end of day. And so right now, if you're looking after hours, right now we close at 434.90 on SPY and we're up to 436 in the after hours market, right? And so if I check here on the futures, green futures up almost 0.5%, right, on SPY. If we check the NASDAQ futures, right, same thing, up almost 0.5% on the NASDAQ futures, right? And so that's a nice little play right there. That's a nice little play. Charlene and Shanisha, any comments on the market before we go on to the tickers?
Don't get clapped. I swear it's a ploy to get people. It's a trap. The moment news came out about them possibly extending the debt ceiling, it popped. The moment it came out, and I just feel like it's a trap. And tomorrow they're gonna decide that maybe they won't. I don't know.
I think I'm just pretty much watching it. I'm watching it, walking on eggshells. I'm all for the direction it's going in. But either way, I'm prepared, if it continues down. But yeah, I think just walk on eggshells, pay attention to the levels. I was actually looking. I was in SPY today, and I swung it over, feel really good. I'm really excited to see what tomorrow brings. But I just saw that it was doing a lot of consolidating at one point, and I was just looking to see whether it was going to break down or up, and just had a feeling that it was going to continue going up. So I'm just watching. I think that catalyst on the news kind of jumped it up, so we'll see.
Yeah, I do see their team that basically, right, based off of the news, we did have a kind of an intraday reversal from the lows. But to me, I was looking at certain indicators that let me know that I felt like we were primed for some kind of midday reversal. I can't let all the cats out of the bag, right? But there's an indicator called the put call ratio, and the put call ratio was very high, meaning there were a lot of folks putting on puts, right? And so when there's too many people playing the short side, right, who's going to go long, right? And we're talking about retail here. So if retail is going to go short, then you best believe that the smart money is going to go long, okay? And so that's what we've seen here. We just seen a massive, squeeze from the lows here. It's murder she wrote for the shorts here. That's why we kind of named it short squeeze, right? Because again, we we went down, tested the lows here. You saw the levels that we marked out here on the chart. Tested the lows there at 453. And, kind of once we break and made a new high, right? And that's some free game, right? If you go down to test the lows off of the open and then you go up and make a high, chances are you're probably not going to go back down there. Chances are you're probably going to chop or just continue to make highs, right? And so that's what we got there, okay? So team, let's take a look at Charles' tickers, okay? Charlene, if you got tickers, let me know. Send them my way.
I have none yet.
Okay, cool. I think I had asked folks to throw some tickers in the chat. Let me take a look there. Okay. All right. So I do see somebody who wants to ask about ROKU. Okay, let's look at ROKU. Big day here on ROKU. Up 5.5%. Yeah, clear reversal pattern, right? Here's a low bar, engulfing high bar. ROKU is absolutely a buy. See here, I do see Facebook. Facebook is not quite ready yet. It's getting there, but it's not quite ready for that reversal pattern yet on Facebook. Okay. Apple. Let's see here. I feel like, yeah, Apple's not quite ready yet as well. Okay. I'm looking here, looking at the various chats. Okay, I see PLTR. Okay. Again, PLTR in a nice reversal setup here as well. So I guess, that's the trend. You're going to see a lot of things in a reversal setup here based on the charts here, right? I see we got one from
PLTR. They recently got a government contract for the Army. Yesterday afternoon, it came out around 4 or 5 p.m.
Yep, PLTR definitely had that Army contract here, and I think they popped. So here's the issue with
They popped off that news.
Right. So here's the issue with PLTR, right? So are we in? Wait, well, actually, it's a little funny here, right? Let me double check the chart. And believe it or not, we're not in a short setup. Okay, I'm looking at the chart wrong, and I'll tell you why I'm looking at it wrong. So, we're not in a long setup, excuse me, right? And I'll tell you exactly why we aren't in a long setup yet, right? So, believe it or not, right? We actually gapped up bigly, okay? We gapped up bigly on pre-market on PLTR, right? But what's to happen? What was the problem, right? As soon as we kind of opened, we kind of gave up all the gains and almost then some, right? So give me a second. Let me just kind of orient my charts. So here it is, okay? Okay, you see that nice and fresh there? Okay, let's make sure. Yeah, so actually off the news of the government contract, we popped from $23 all the way to $26. And as you can see from this chart, we slowly tick all the way down, all after hours, all pre-market and during market open. So actually PLTR is not only in a long setup, but this is actually very troubling. You know, this thing gave up like 7-8% worth of gains here. So something is wrong with PLTR for it to sell off so aggressively. I know there was a question as it relates to how many shares there were, right? But I didn't know it was this crazy on PLTR here. I mean, gosh, I know that there's like 1 billion shares outstanding, which is a ton, right? But man, this thing just gave up the ghost all the way from 26.65 to 23.54 after hours. So to me, this, I mean, even though it's up 1% on the day, to me, PLTR reads bearish here, right? And so, Charlene, before we get to the rest of the tickers, I know I've been talking for quite a bit here. Could you please give me a nice little reset?
I got you. Welcome, guys. This is the Day Trading Regents Club. Sell or hold. This is where you give us your tickers. We pull up the charts live on YouTube, and you decide whether you want to buy, sell, or hold.
Up 1%.
I want to say that nothing said on this platform is to be considered financial advice. Please do your own due diligence. You can send your tickers over to me on the back end, and I'll get it over to Charles. Pull up the charts for you. Again, we are live on YouTube. The link is in the bio. If you're looking at the charts and they look a little wonky, go ahead and visit BrooklynTraders.net. Don't forget to follow the club. We are here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Over to you, Charles.
All right. Thank you so much, Charlene. I appreciate it. Okay. So we did get another ticker on the back end here. I see FDX. So let's take a look at it. Okay. So what's going on with FedEx, right? So, oh, this actually looks pretty good. So FedEx looks primed for a reversal, right? You have, looks like the MACD is just about to cross, okay? And you do see the long setup here. There is a huge gap here on FedEx. So, team, we've seen it time again, right? We've seen it on some of the social media plays that had huge gap downs within the last couple of months. I can't really think of the name specifically. I don't want to like screw it up, but I've seen this pattern before, right? I don't know if it was Twitter or Snapchat. It was a few months ago, right? And I'm not talking about the huge gap ups they did. I'm talking about like before. There was a huge gap down on one of them. And I remember there was curling, and it got to about like this level, right? And so right in this sweet spot, right? If we could engulf above that bar, 226 on FedEx, I'm looking for the next price level to be 233 and then 239 and onward to the gap fill at 248. I know it's kind of like, it's like kind of far, right? But this big old gap can't be open on a Fortune 500 company, right? Not unless FedEx is going to go bankrupt. And again, we're heading into a historically bullish season for FedEx, right? The holiday season is going to be toys, there's going to be gifts, there's going to be prizes, there's going to be holiday cake and turkey and gravy and all types of stuff, right? And there's going to be gifts flying around from East Coast to the West Coast. And so I wholeheartedly expect that within the next, it might be a matter of weeks, right? But I'm going to give a timeline of 2 to 3 months, not even, but I would say a couple weeks. Let's say 60 days, right? Within 60 days, I expect FedEx to fill this gap, right? So again, price targets here on FedEx. Let's get over 226. Next target, 233. 239 for the 21. And then onwards to 248 on FedEx. All right. Wonderful. Okay, team. So that's FedEx here. Okay. Somebody asked to look up Lufthansa. I feel that I think we were asked about that before, right, Charlene? I can't remember what the ticker is.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, no. We absolutely. Somebody asked us to look up Lufthansa before. Let me actually just write that down. Charlene, could you look up? It's a. I think there's It trades on the OTC. Charlene, could you look up Lufthansa on the OTC here while I check out the next ticker, if you don't mind?
LUTH.
LUTH. Hold on.
I'm asking you what the.
No, if you just kind of just spell it, just ask Google. Like it's like LUFT something like phonetically word it out in Google, and Google will tell you. LUFTH Lufthansa, THANSA, I believe. Okay, and while you do that, let me kind of roll on to the next ticker here. Okay.
Oh, I remember this one. That's the airlines.
Yep.
Company.
Yep.
Give me a second and I'll get that. 1 second.
Okay, very good. Okay, so it looks like the next ticker here is Wish. I haven't looked at Wish in a long time. Charlene, this is your play. Wish. Man,
I've been playing puts on Wish for a minute.
Whoo! How love turns to hate. I'm just kidding, y'all.
You can't fall in love with these stocks. You gotta play what they do, what they show you.
You can't love them and leave them, huh? So yeah, this is like one of my fears with Wish, right? It's like you ordered a really good stock and then you got a Wish stock instead, right? It's kind of like that comparison. You order something from Amazon and you order something from Wish, right? And so the stock, the actual Wish stock is like that, right? It's like you want a stock that moves like, I don't know, like Tesla, right? But then you get something that looks like this Wish stock, which is the total opposite. There's actually a way. There's a nifty trick here, right? So let's play around. Let's just have a little fun for a second, right? In Thinkorswim, right? If you add a negative here, I believe, and you hit enter, I believe it flips the chart upside down. Ha ha! Y'all like that, huh? Y'all like that. See, I bet y'all never knew that. And let me tell you something. One of the ways to see if something's going to get clapped or if something is doing well, right? Flip the chart upside down, right? Nifty little trick here on Thinkorswim. And based on this chart upside down, I don't know, Lucy. I don't know, Lucy. I don't know. I think this thing just keeps wanting to go down on Wish. I'll tell you this. One of my former colleagues, he was like a poker player, and I remember he made this comment to me. Oh, sorry about that. That was my alarm. Anyway, so one of my former colleagues, right? He made this comment to me, right? And he said, the most money is lost betting against the trend. And folks, I believe it. Right? And so this downward trend on Wish, I wouldn't bet against this trend. There's something wrong with Wish. And not to be funny or anything, but is Wish like a Chinese company at all? Is it? I'm not really sure. I'm not too sure what the origin is, but if it is a Chinese company, it 100% makes sense, right? Because we've seen a lot of the Chinese tickers, kind of move like this. You look at BABA here. Okay. BABA, is it? BABA in a long setup here. Okay, good. But man, how many times have BABA faked us out? Like 1, 2, my goodness. Just, man. BABA is so frustrating to look at, Shouts out to Jack Ma. Jack Ma is probably one of the greatest CEOs of all time. And it's a shame what's happening to his company here. And I sincerely mean that. I'm a huge Jack Ma fan. I read a lot of his work. I looked at his lot of philosophy. And he's like a bottom-up type leader. Somebody who, would put the lowest person on the totem pole first, and somebody who, would listen. Interesting story about Jack Ma, if people don't know anything about him. Jack Ma, while he was an adult, right? Like somebody who was like already, a couple of years on him, right? Like a young man. When KFC first went to China, he actually tried to apply and get a job at KFC. He did. He tried to get it. When KFC first rolled out, Jack Ma tried to get a job on KFC. Okay. And I think there were like 14 positions available and there were 15 applicants, right? And could you believe that Jack Ma, the dude who built Alibaba, okay, was not offered a position, right? He just had to be better than one more person on paper. One more person on paper. And they didn't take him. They didn't take him, team, right? And so I know that we typically break down charts and things like that, but I want to let everybody know, okay? Folks out there, they will underestimate you. They will take you for granted. They will not positively and accurately assess your worth, okay? And you can't live your life based on another person's assessment. As long as you look in the mirror and you find value there, you're a winner. Remember that, okay? Look at Squid Games, right? Popular show here on Netflix. I think it's like the #1 show in 90 countries. The writer of Squid Games was rejected by the industry and studios for over a decade. He wrote that series a decade ago, and they rejected him for a decade. They even said that, at a low point in his life, he had to actually sell his laptop for $700. And that was probably a pretty expensive laptop. Okay. And for a writer, I mean, that's like a musician having to sell his instrument, right? Imagine like a blues player selling a saxophone or something like that. Or a singer giving up his or her mic. It's really sad. So again, when I look at Baba, it just elicits all these feelings and thoughts, in me, right? Because I could guarantee you, Baba is grossly undervalued down here. Grossly. And adding some long-term shares of Baba is a good idea. I know we just started talking about Wish, but anytime I start looking at something bad, folks, I just start thinking about something good. I just want to get the bad stuff out of my mouth, out of my mind, out of my spirit. When I tell people my age, and that's going to be a secret here, but when I tell people my age, they're shocked. They're like, Charles, what do you mean? You got to be like X amount of years old. And I'm like, no, you know why? Because I keep, good spirit. I keep a good spirit. I treat people the way I want to be treated. Hell, I treat people better than they treat me. Amen and hallelujah. Okay? So I know we here for takers, man. Hey, folks, y'all going to get some motivation today. Okay? So I'm trying to help somebody out, trying to save somebody's life today, trying to motivate somebody today. Okay? It's not only all about stocks, right? It's about the whole person, right? Anyway, I'm going to stop jabbing at the lips. Charlene, Shanisha, any comment on what we got going on here? Any comment at all on anything that we talked about?
Agreed on all points.
Yeah, I wanted to go back to Apple real quick. I was looking at an algo, and I saw a lot of long calls on Apple, and a lot of them were in the money. So that really had my antennas up. I already feel like I buy Apple every time I get paid. So, but that really had my antennas up. That Apple, it was like millions of dollars being poured into Apple. Some of them, if I could just remember off the top of my head, one was call for, what was it, 115 or 118? I'll have to double check. So please forgive me if I'm wrong. And then the other one was a 180 call for 2023. And it had like a million. There was multiple of them, multi-million, just money being poured into it. And I was just like, what's going on here? So yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
2 million and 2.35 million. All at 4 o'clock, and that's not including all the ones.
So we on the same energy, so you know for the confirmation.
No problem.
So yeah, I think we looked at Apple just now, and yeah, it's getting ready here. Again, the you see the MACD crossing over, and then the histogram is changing colors. So yeah, I do see like potential At least for tracement back to the mean on Apple. Price targets 145. I'm sure it'll kind of get into this kind of traffic zone and then kind of chop around a little bit. Charlene, would you give us a quick reset? Because I know I did a whole big speech and I'm sure people need to take a break.
Welcome, everyone. This is the Day Trading Degens Club. Please click on the green house above my head and follow. Well, I can't say follow the club anymore. I keep remembering that it's become a member of the club. We are here for you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and we do a pop-up room on Sundays where we just do ticker talk. So come along, follow the club so you can be a part of the room. Today we are doing the lightning round, buy, sell, or hold. This is where you give us your tickers. We pull up the charts live on YouTube. The link is in my and Charles's bio, and you decide whether you want to buy, sell, or hold. Please, as always, nothing said on this platform is to be considered financial advice. Do your own due diligence. Thank you for joining. Over to you, Charles.
All right. Thank you so much, Charlene. And so we were able to pull up the chart on Deutsche Bank. And so what is the issue with Wish? I would just stay away from it for now. It looks like it's just going low and just going lower. I guess one more thing we could kind of point at before we continue. I think the RSI was not looking too good on it. Let me just double check here. Got another chart. Yeah, like this RSI. I mean, it's cold, but it just needs some time. I mean, if you really want to play Wish, if you have to, right? Look for a spin over $5 if you could do that. And I guess if you really want to do that, I think there's just better things and places and opportunities for your money. Okay. So here's Lufthansa here. Really nothing to see with Lufthansa. Unfortunately, it's just going sideways. It's just going sideways, team, right? Like, something like this. It's just going to chop around for a while, okay? Yeah, give it some time. You do see a slight bump in volume, but other than that, that's basically it on Lufthansa. I would say nothing to see here, okay? All right, so that's Lufthansa. Next up on the list is XENE. Let's take a look. Oh, is it? How do I? Oh, I think it's spelled XENE. You spell the XENE the Jamaican way. I think it's XENE.
My bad.
You're thinking Jamaican. So for everybody who's uninitiated, Jamaicans say XENE. All right. So XENE here. Yeah, so still just chopping around. I don't see anything, worth going crazy over. I mean, let me tell you something. Every day that XENE is up at these levels, I would say it's both dangerous to longs and shorts, right? I would look for the next move. And again, if XENE is to move to the upside, what I've seen is this, right? Again, my next investment has got to be one of these little tablets so I could kind of draw on the screen. I don't have one. If you guys want to donate one to the show, definitely send it to me, right? I'll let you know where you can mail that off to. A Wacom tablet, okay? I think it's on our Amazon wish list. We've got an Amazon wish list, right? So if you want the Amazon wish list, please hit us up on the back end, okay? Let's see. How can I put this, right? So you really need to kind of I don't know, how can I put this? You really need to kind of clear above $33.70 or break under $30 to kind of get, I would say, break under $29.50 or above 33. You need to go either one of these two directions to really get a clear read on what XENE wants to do. In my opinion, at these elevated levels, again, down is a far way down, right? I've seen things gap up like this and then keep going, right? Especially if the move is substantial enough. I don't know enough about XENE fundamentally to say, whether these gains could hold, right? Because we've seen every move starts out like this, right? The move in Zoom started out something like this, right? The move in some other big names that just ran crazy insane. They all started like this. There was a huge gap up, and then it kept going, it kept squeezing. I think Neo did something like this. So it's really hard to say, right? So for me, what I would do with XENE here, okay, this is how I would do it, right? If it's above 33.70, I would say I would have a short-term bullish outlook. If it's under 29.30, right, then I would look for this thing to come tumbling down just a bit here on XENE. All right.
My personal opinion, Charles, be careful because, I like to do my little research, and it's heavy in the FinTwit world, so you know what happens with that. So just be careful. The key to these FinTwit pump stuff is to get in before them or at the same time as them, and not when they're calling it out. I'm just saying.
So say that again. You said they're FinTwits. Are you talking about stock twits? FinTwits?
I call it not FinTwit, whatever. Yeah, FinTwit, like stock twit, whatever. The Twitter guys, it's pumping it.
Yeah. So because there is stock twits and then there's Twitter. Maybe you're meeting other stock twits and Twitter.
I'm combining. I'm just talking about the Twitter pumpers.
FinTwits. Okay. So just to be clear, Charlene was referencing the influencers. There are influencers on Twitter that are known to kind of pump names, and so from Charlene's perspective, this looks more like a pump. I thought there was like some news or some phase 3 because they're a pharma company.
I saw them mention it a few times.
Okay, got you. Copy. Okay. All right. Next up on the list is Nike. You know what? Thank you so much, Merrill Edwards, for bringing up Nike. Nike's a good one, and I'll tell you why I like Nike. I like the name Nike, right? I think Nike and Apple, right? These are two names that typically do well heading into October and November, okay? I do have like an outlook. I don't think we're out of the woods yet in the market, right? But let's take a look at Nike, okay? Nike looks like it has a daily MACD squeeze about to turn around. The fact that Nike didn't fill this gap down to 135 is indicative of how strong it is. Basically, what Nike did, right? Well, I have some thoughts here. Let me get to my thoughts. Let me first. So this is why it's very important, right, for you to recognize. Okay, let me make sure that everyone can see this chart. Okay, beautiful. Okay, this is why it's important, right, to recognize when a stock is in a trading channel, right? Like this. It's like a phase 1 trading channel, right? Now, we kind of broke under the channel, right? Then we gapped up. We had a huge gap up. And I think we had this huge gap up because we were oversold down here, right? And then they had an upside surprise on the earnings, right? And so we went all the way up there. But Nike actually did what I expected it to do here, actually, right? Nike actually came down here and retested the breakout level, right? So this is the breakout level. Let me make it thicker than a Snicker so that you can kind of see it, right? Okay. Okay. Okay, there it is. Okay. So thicker than a Snicker here on Nike. Okay. Went down, went up, broke out of the range, right? Made some new highs, came down, and we came right back down to the top of the range, right? So ideally, you want to see Nike come down here, right? And then bounce, right? So for me, Nike would look absolute the best if it could possibly make all-time highs from here, okay? And so what I'm actually thinking about Nike, okay, my God honest opinion on Nike here is you see this MACD is getting ready to form here, and Nike looks like it's in a long setup here. Nike is in a long setup here. So price targets on Nike, right? Let's go 151, 153, 156, and 158, right? So I'm riding on the EMAs here on Nike for a reversal, okay? And, I know that they just had earnings, right? So they just had earnings in September, right? So it's going to be a little bit before they have earnings again. And so, yeah, I'm looking for Nike to slowly tick back up here and slowly get back to all-time highs. That's my expectation on Nike. Shanisha, any thoughts on Nike here?
I agree with you. I was looking at it to meet 150, so we're on the same page.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, all right. So that's Nike right there. Next ticker up on the list is, and I think this may be the last ticker for the night here. Okay, so Charlene, why don't you give us a reset before we get to this ticker?
Got it. Thank you guys for joining us this evening. This is the Day Trading DGens Club. If you haven't already, please click on the greenhouse above my head and follow the club, follow your mods. We are here for you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday doing the lightning round. This is where you give us your tickers. We put up the charts live on YouTube, and you decide whether you want to buy, sell, or hold. On Sunday evenings, we are here, and we just do a little ticker talk about what we are watching. But nothing said on this platform is to be considered financial advice. Please do your own due diligence. And if you're looking at the charts live on Zoom and they look a little wonky, go ahead and visit brooklyntraders.net. Over to you, Charles.
All right. So yeah, NVDA here is definitely in a long setup. You see the low bar there, engulfing high bar, very simple. Again, team, 70%, right? 70% of the market is just going to move. 70% of stocks is just going to move right along with the market, right? So a lot of these names, the big names, are all in long setups, right? If you look at Square, Square is also in a long setup. Let me see here. Yep.
AMD, DocuSign.
Let me see AMD.
We talk about AMD because it just ran up a little bit after hours, and I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like I see 5 different bullish patterns on AMD, but it's just really stuck.
I had a price target of 105 on AMD. Did it go? I didn't check after.
You know what's crazy, Charlene? I was looking at doing 105 the whole time, literally since yesterday. But I was like, I've been burned by AMD too much, so I have a leap on them. And then I was like, I feel like 105 is going to hit. And today they went to, right now they're at 104 something change.
Yep. 10, 15, 105 is what I was looking at. I actually didn't pull the trigger because, like I said, this market likes to fake people out. You're right with the AMD, but it looks like it was actually going to do it.
So on AMD here, I don't quite have a long setup here. For me, this is just a long kind of accumulation phase in AMD. It's really trading in a tight channel for me. The way I look at the chart, tight channel between 100 to 109, and it's been doing that since really the end of July, right? And so AMD does this, right? So if you pull back a longer term chart on AMD, it does this, right? It kind of trades in the channel sideways, pop, down, up, retest, up, just, it pops and then it consolidates. So it would spend months and months consolidate, then you get a pop, right? So Shanisha, I definitely double down and back up what you said about it disappoints you, because to me, AMD is not a trading ticker. It's more of a holding ticker because, you have those days where, it might move 2, 3, 4, 10%, and then it comes back. Charlene, give us a reset, please.
Might be a call trying to come in. There you are.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think I had a call come in. So team, yeah. So let me just tell you my outlook for the market here, since we're pretty much done. Okay. So I think we're not out of the woods yet. I think for the next, at least tomorrow and Friday, right? Tomorrow, I believe, is Thursday. Yeah, at least by tomorrow and Friday, I think we're definitely going to be bullish or open up bullish tomorrow. Okay, that's what the futures are indicating, right? And I think that we may continue on Friday, but I think any kind of bullish pop will be sold off into. Okay, because again, the damage on the long-term chart, right, is still there and it's still relevant, right? So let me just go to the monthly chart here. Okay. Go to the monthly chart. Yeah. There it is, right? Let me make sure. Right. There it is. Okay. There it is, the monthly chart there. Let me actually squeeze this over. I'm sorry. If you guys on the stream couldn't see the screen, my bad. My bad, yeah. Okay, good. I have a super ultra wide monitor. It's like 49 inches diagonally across, right? So it's gigantic. And sometimes I forget that unless I kind of do like a picture-in-picture to shorten the screen in half, that it's way over there. So I apologize for those on the screen who are those on stream who are like, where is the stuff at? My apologies. I'll be more cognizant of that in the future. All right, so yeah, so the monthly here. Again, let's cycle through the names, right? Because this is important, right? It's not about what's happening now. It's about what's happening in the future. Again, we are in a monthly short setup here in Microsoft. So it doesn't matter, in my opinion, it doesn't matter how high Microsoft will go, okay? Microsoft, in my opinion, is getting back under 280, okay? Amazon. Amazon is in that monthly short setup. Okay, so I think Amazon's going back to the lows. I would, again, you see that fresh MACD cross right there on Amazon? Okay, let's look at some weeklies here. Okay, let's look at NVDA on the weekly. Fresh MACD cross down on NVIDIA here. Again, the team, I'm not making this up. You see the MACD cross? So NVIDIA's going lower from here. You have Apple. That MACD is still fresh. Again, we could still go that way, right? But I think a lot of these bumps will kind of get flattened out. You have let's see, Google. Okay. And Adobe.
Can we look at Tesla, please?
Oh, Tesla's bullish, Shanisha. I mean, we can look at it, but it's bullish. It's for sure bullish. So the only Q and the only FANG or whatever that's doing something is Netflix and Tesla. So yeah, we could definitely look at it here. But I'm just kind of going through the names that I know for sure is bearish. Adobe, PayPal, right? And you're talking about 50% of the Q's team, right? So yeah, we could bounce, but I think we're gonna retest the lows, okay, after the bounce is done.
And you know what's crazy? A lot of puts came in on the Qs too today, like over.
And the SPY, Shanisha, and the SPY.
Yep.
If you check out the that's why I didn't get it, because even after the news and SPY popped, there were still so many puts coming in.
So for people who are not aware of what Shanisha and Charlene is talking about, they're talking about option flow, right? There's several option flow softwares that are out there. I know the one that we use is callsorputs.com. I know there's Cheddar Flow. There's all types of things. Okay. Check the link for the description for some option flow software. And so yeah, so PayPal, Adobe, went over Microsoft, Amazon, Google. Let's do Google, right? It's gonna be the same, right? You see that fresh MACD right there, right? So it don't matter, but so again, right? Check out the MACD going this way, price going that way, right? So that's bearish divergence right there. You have Apple. Man, I wish somebody on like Twitter or StockTwits would look at me and be like, "You're so dumb. This thing is going to the moon." Nah. Yeah, just wait. Again, what's so dirty about this setup here is that, again, some of these names are going to come out of it faster, but again, that weight is going to hold you down, right? So even if we could pop all the way from 142 to 147, but team, we got to be careful. We got to be, because we haven't had a bounce yet, right? And so we will get that bounce, and off of that bounce, I think we will come down and retest the lows there. Kind of like what happened with Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin was, kind of bearish. We got a huge pop, and then we had another drop that went to retest lows, but I believe we made a higher low, right? Talking about Bitcoin, let me actually look at Bitcoin here. Bitcoin is doing great. Okay.
Or next week.
Yeah, Bitcoin is here, right? Come down, up, bear flag, higher. I mean, shoot. With this, Oh, man. So Bitcoin just whooped out the gun. Bow! Man, I'm sorry, y'all. I just seen something wild on Bitcoin. Bitcoin got a weekly squeeze, y'all. Price targets on Bitcoin. We going to 60,000, y'all.
Wait, what happened with Bitcoin?
I told you. I said 60. Maybe by next week.
I mean, shoot. I mean, if Bitcoin's popping 5 or 6% a day, then, you know, whatever. Yo, fam, we are going to 60,000 Bitcoin. And if we're at 60,000, oh, man. Whoo! Man, they did defend the heck out of down there. Oh, man. Honestly, to be honest with you, I'm gonna tell everybody the truth, right? I thought we was gonna retest 25 before we get to 60 again. And hey, that's just goes to show you, hey, you can't be too smart. Okay? Cannot be too smart. What I would love to see here on Bitcoin, right, from a daily time frame. Let me see here. If we could kind of come down here and retest 50. Oh, we got a daily squeeze too. Ooh, dirty. Ooh, that daily squeeze worth 11,000, G. Oh, so what is that? 67? Hold on. Yo, off this daily squeeze, it looked like we got all-time highs on Bitcoin here. Oh, shit. Sorry for swearing. Team, I'm calling it.
Brooklyn. Bitcoin brought to Brooklyn now.
Oh, listen, I'll call it, okay? All-time highs on Bitcoin. Okay? And team, I don't think there's nothing to say after that. I mean, like what could you say? Like what could you say? I mean, that's crazy. All-time highs on Bitcoin. Price target 60,000 and 67,000 on Bitcoin. I didn't know it would happen so quick unless there's some kind of FOMO or something.
Do you not remember? I told you guys, was it the last one we had or last week? I said these market makers are buying bonds and they're buying crypto. Like they've been heavy getting crypto and bonds.
Hey, if you called it and you're right. I just, again, team, right? Because I'm looking at the charts because, you know, it's kind of crazy, right? Like how many? So we were testing 41 before, right? And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trading days, everything turned around for Bitcoin, right? So if Bitcoin, I mean, right now we have a fresh daily squeeze that fired off yesterday. And to me, if Bitcoin could pull back, if we could have one more of those down 5% days or 6, shoot, I'm gonna have to gobble me up something. I did scalp a little Bitcoin right here. I did. I did close my Ethereum short on the run up. Okay, I was short Ethereum, full disclosure. Okay, I did make money on it, so don't hate me or nothing like that. But yeah, I might have to go long here. So yeah, Bitcoin to all-time highs. Okay, so check out the video and the watch list coming soon. So with that, team, thanks and God bless. All right. All right. Thank you. Follow Brooklyn Traders on Facebook, YouTube. Follow us as well on Twitch. Follow your mods. Charles Becco at everything. Charlene, Shanisha. Follow them. Okay, this is the Day Trading DGen's room. One of the biggest rooms on Clubhouse. 130,000 members deep. Check us out on brooklyntraders.net. Alright? We coming heavy, y'all. We are coming heavy. Bitcoin to all-time highs. I'm looking for Tesla all-time highs. I'm looking for Netflix all-time highs. Netflix 700. Tesla 1000. Bitcoin 65,000. I'm your host, Charles Becco, with Charlene and Shanisha. God bless you and have a great evening. Take care, y'all.